This is going to be just a quick look at these new Bosch units my company started selling. They are pretty in-depth here. As far as your wiring terminals, you've only got a C, a B, a Y, and a W. And then your voltage going in, L1, L2, ground. It's pretty cool because you don't have to even hook up gauges to it. And they only sell 2 sizes. And this dip switch here changes the capacity of it. Got your capacitor up there for your fan. And the compressor is actually a variable speed compressor. This is what the world's coming to now, I guess. One big giant $1,500 circuit board to control all of it. I believe these are made in China. Yep. It's basically a ginormous mini split. We've actually got 2 of them on this house. I was called out here because they had no heat all weekend. The house is still under construction. There's about 50 people in there working right now on it, doing floors and trim and doors. And the reason they didn't have no heat all weekend is because the electrician shut off the power to it at the breaker. And yeah, these things don't run without power. They have an inverter compressor. It speeds up and slows down. Cool thing is it's got 2 little switches here. One's a force button, and one's a parameters button. And if you watch the numbers here, if I hit it, and I know that if I hit it 11 times, I can get my suction pressure. It's running at 145, and then 12 times is my head pressure. It's running at 246, which seems low for heating, because we are in the heating mode. But it takes a little while, because it actually starts out in air conditioning, runs until it gets up to a certain pressure, then the reversing valve shifts, and it starts to heat. Right now it's probably running at one of the lowest capacities it can run at, but it maintains about 106 degree, 108 degree coil. I really still don't know a whole lot about this. I've been to one little training class on it, and I haven't learned a whole lot from that training class, except a little bit about these switches. They said online we can take some training courses if we need to know more, but that's pretty much it. We got one of these up in the attic and one of these under the house, the air handlers. Outdoor thermostat for code. They fail us if we don't have an outdoor thermostat on it. But yeah, it's basically a giant mini split. Let me see here if I push. I guess that's 24 hertz that the compressor's running at. I'm waiting for it to ramp up. We got another one over there. These are both 036s, 36,000 BTU units. Like I was saying, they got all the parameters. I'll just kind of peruse them real quick for you while I'm waiting for this thing. Trying to focus in here. This thing doesn't want to focus for crap, but it says switch J2 in the up position is for a 36,000 BTU model. Switch down in the down position is for a 24,000 BTU model. So you got 2 ton and 3 ton there. And just changing the jumper or the switch position can change the capacity of the unit. Seven degrees of superheat right now. And if I cycle back around, let's see what my go to number 11 for suction pressure. This is a 410A unit. 146 on my suction, and my head pressure is 275. With inverter technology. Big old heat sink back there behind the fan. Alright, we're finally starting to ramp up just a little bit. Let's see what our suction pressure has changed to. Suction, 319 head pressure. We're at 55, 56 hertz. I don't know if you can hear it starting to ramp up now, but it should be up to full capacity shortly. Starting to come up. One thing I learned with these units is you have to be patient. Take a few minutes for everything to get up to full capacity. I turned the breakers back on. Well, actually it's a 100 amp breaker that feeds a sub panel that's under the house, and that sub panel feeds these units. Why they didn't shut the breakers off under the house to work on what they had to work on is beyond me. So they shut off the entire sub panel, which feeds a whole bunch of stuff. The customer didn't have no heat all weekend. So we have these switches here. SW3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 11 times the suction pressure, 130. 12 times his head pressure. 362. I'd say it's heating pretty good. And this fan up top, it slows down and speeds up too. It's 2-speed. And this board tells the unit what to do. It's got outdoor ambient temperature sensor right here. I'd say she's up to pretty close to her full capacity right now. 61 hertz. I have no idea what they're supposed to be yet. I gotta go check out that online course and find out a little bit more about it. This unit's right under the house, so let me take you down and show you the air handler. We'll go see what she's doing over here. Alright, so this is our Bosch unit. Take a look at our model and serial numbers. Got a condensate pump here. Somebody take that down. I wonder why they did that. And I wonder why they put this book under here. It's got to have fall. It ain't never gonna drain. I don't know why they would put this under there, but it's alright. We'll set that to the side. Tidy up some things. And then we got our Jackson zone system in here. I don't know if you guys ever dealt with Jackson, but their prices are pretty good according to the bosses. I don't never see none of them. It has a... We don't have to do a bypass with this because of the... They got a tube in there that measures the static pressure, and you can set the static pressure on this dial. And therefore, if the smallest zone calls, this board controls the dampers. You got a damper control on each one of these that just sends a signal, power open, power close. You don't have to hook up the common over to these terminals. And then your 3-wire dampers go on these terminals, which we only have 2 dampers on this duct system. The duct crew does all the duct work. I just come in behind them and wire them up, turn them on, and let them rip. You got your dip switches up here for setting conventional fossil fuel, B or O, termination, or B and O terminals for your reversing valve, and your purge timer. Pretty basic and simple. There's not a whole lot to it, but that's the Jacksons. Alright, I gotta go to the next job. Is going to be a Climate Master no heat geothermal unit, so I'm gonna button this up and head over to that one. They called this weekend. It was 20 degrees outside and their heat was out, but they didn't want to pay the service fee, so they opted to wait till today. So let's get on it.